Welcome to the Monday show with Bob and Randall. I'm Bob. He is Randall. And company, better known as Bob Randall and Company Live, and produced by Angela Mack. We're going to throw that in there, and we thank her for everything she does. Hello, 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 Randy. How are you today, brother?
I'm doing great, Bob. How are you? How are you?
Yeah,
Good to see you back
I,
there. I don't see you back there, Angela, but hello. Good to see
it's
you,
good.
Bob. Glad you're back.
Good to be back. Good to be back. I got to say though, man, Mike did a fantastic job while I was gone. I was very impressed. He stepped right in like he'd been doing it for years. Uh, I guess when you got that natural talent, it's easy. Some folks make it look easy, and Mike made it look very easy. And we
Oh,
want to say that we've invited him to come back and be and company at times throughout the rest of this year, and hopefully in the future to come. So look forward to Mike coming back on the show here real soon, and being kind of a like I said, a third party and company as we start off in the beginning. So yeah, a little low energy, Randy, a little low energy. It's just like we were talking, it's hard to bounce back at this age when you put everything out that you got run on empty for a few days. But we're getting there. We're getting there. How are you?
hey, I'm doing all right. I had a little busy Saturday working, and so which was fun getting the old. I can't. I couldn't believe how many balloons I had to do Saturday, and for some reason they were popping like crazy, and it seemed like I had to do twice the amount of balloons because the way they were popping. But that's just the way it is. That's the only good thing about a balloon popping is if they didn't, I would have been out of a job 30 years ago. If the balloons didn't pop, I would have been out of a job a long time ago. So I can't. It's job security. So, but yeah,
I
it's
get it.
good.
I get it. I do. Now let me ask you a question about balloons. Since I'm not that familiar with the balloon art or artistry, as you may call it, is it overinflating the balloons, or does it have something to do with just that run of balloons, or even is it even the atmosphere, the humidity, and that sort of thing?
It can be a multiple of things. Of course, balloons don't like the hot weather. They don't like the direct sunlight at all. They like to be in a cool, dry place that lasts them a long time. And sometimes you will just get a bad, like Saturday, I was popping. It seemed like it was mainly black. So they were just popping. So I just then told the children after a while, I don't have any today. Is there another color? Because it just was. It's sometimes it might be a bad run or something like that, but it's also can be overinflating. You've got all those twists and you need so much left at the end, and sometimes you do that much less, and there's not enough room for the last twist, and boom. So, and of course, it has to do with getting a manicure. Wait, is it a manicure or pedicure? What is it? Is it a manicure or pedicure? It's
Manicure and pedicure, they're similar. One is hands, the other one is toes, correct? Am I right
yeah,
about that or am I wrong?
yeah. But Bob, why do they call it a manicure? Since mainly it's a woman thing, why don't they call it a womanicure? It's not a
You would
manicure.
think
It should
that
be
would
like a
be true.
womanicure. I think that would be a little more appropriate, but that's just
You
me.
would think that would be true. Very, very,
Just me.
very, very true. Well, back I've had Spangle do balloon classes for me at our Sat Bob's classes in the past, and we kind of came up after the first year of uh, keeping a whiteboard and a marker. And when someone participating in the audience pops a balloon, you get a check next to your name. And at the end of the total balloon class, whoever has the most checks, you would think would be the big loser, right? Well, we turned it around. They were the winner because they tried the hardest, so we'd give them a door prize. So
Ah,
made,
very
made,
good,
made
very
a little bit of
good,
fun out of it. Yeah.
very good, very good. Wow,
All right.
that
Looks
was
like
fun.
we got a lot of great folks already chiming in with us today. Let's jump over here and see if we can say hi to some. Of course, AJ is one of the first. It's always on. Everybody say hi to AJ. He's the big, Mr. Trivia now. Uh, Facebook, YouTube personality. He hung out with us in Branson again. It was so much fun. Hi, Everett. Let's see who else we got on here.
Birthday
Paul
boy Rex
Anderson.
Ray is here.
Rex is here. He says it's hot and humid down there in Florida. Hey, Rex, I was looking at one of those long term forecasters on YouTube that I like to watch, and he's talking about a possible landfall of a tropical system right there around where you're at. So check your long term forecast, looking somewhere next week, maybe. And if so, be sure and batten down the hatches. And happy birthday to Rex Ray today. Today is his happy. Everybody say happy to Rex.
Happy birthday, Rex. I want to say happy birthday to my youngest daughter too. It's her birthday today too. So
Well, happy birthday.
happy
Yeah.
birthday to Amber, my youngest daughter. Everett's
It's
here.
good.
Sean White's here. Of course, Mike. Again, thank you, Mike, during the last few weeks. Bob, thank you. But I want to say personal thank you too, Mike. You did a fantastic job. Thank you.
He sure
Um,
did. Ernie is with us. Adam's on with us again today. Charlie Johnson, got Deborah Kaiser, Jeff B.
Connie and
Uh,
Kane, and man, goodness,
Bill,
fantastic group. Fantastic.
Bill Gorbett is on. Santa Kevin, Santa Doug, Connie Bayless, AJ's mom, Mrs. Mama Trivia. You mentioned Sean, correct?
Yep, good old Sean. And
Got
Bart's
Trey,
here.
Santa Cruz is
Anna.
on. Golly, great. Bart's joining us. Great group of folks today. All right, Randy. It's back to we had a reprieve this last week. It was only in the mid 90s, lower 90s a couple of days, cloudy, cooler, a little windy compared for this time of year. But start today, we're back up near triple digits, and for the rest of this week, we'll be above triple digits. So we're right back in that pattern that we were in with the high dome over us and the sinking air. So that
Nice.
happens.
Yeah,
How's your weather?
we got a it's middle 80s. It's going to be in the upper 80s all week. Today it's been basically sunshine and raining all day. It's been weird. You look out there and I wait a minute, I hear rain, but you see the sun coming in. It's been sunshiny and rainy all day, but in the 80s, that's okay. It gave me a reason to stay inside. I was out all
Yeah,
weekend, so give
yeah,
me
well,
a
that
good
would be a good
reason.
reason to stay in. Looks like Sal has joined us. Say hi to Sal.
Hey, so
Okay, Randy, are you ready? Let's go ahead and move along. Let's jump into that something burger, see what our
oh
hot topic bring
yeah.
us today. This is always the
Always
fun part of the show right here.
always gonna
Randy, you always come with the best topics and questions, and if you don't disappoint today, it's another good one. So,
well, we'll
uh,
see. With some it's just some basic questions, see how you guys get get ready for your holiday season. Um how do you decide how many events or bookings you do during the season? Do you say I've got to take every Monday off, so I won't do that? Is there something you say I need to do 10 a day or whatever it is? Is there do you just somehow decide how many events or bookings you do? And do you have a percentage of how many of those bookings that you want to do as a charitable event, or something free for the season? Is there like you say, well, 10% of what I do each year has got to be for a church or for a daycare for free or for whatever, for a good cause? Do you have a
and
percentage of that? And
I'm a firm believer that we all should give back, at whatever rate that we want to, but we should all give back, especially if it's charitable, if it's the right charity, not for profit, not saying nonprofit, but not for profit style, or just anything that you feel is right in your heart to do. As far as saying how many days for me, of course, I just re-signed with Cherry Hill last week. Got all my paperwork turned in, so going back to the same. All up in that now for this will be my 11th season. Looking forward to that. Built up, a good rapport and quite the clientele there. So I always feel good about going back and being able to see the children that I've watched grow up and the families. But for me, it's work every day. Uh, it might be nice to have a day or two up here or there. Some guys like to say take off, say Mondays for a slow day, or Monday and Tuesday. Some don't work during the week, some work the weekends. I think everybody's kind of got a different pattern that they like to do. Uh, for me, I picked up a new photographer, as I was telling you, that I'll be working with in late October. So between three or four different photographers and then the mall work, it's a busy season for me. But I'm still able to do it. I'm gonna continue to do it as long as I can.
that's what's good. That's what's great about the business. What we do is we don't have to work 7 days a week from October to December if we don't want to. And some still have a regular job, so they have to say, look, I can only work weekends or just 3 nights a week or whatever. So that's what I think is good. And it is, like Bob said, a very individual thing about how much you want to do. If he does them all thing like Bob does, that kind of guarantees you, you know, a full season. So in charitable, without a doubt, you have to give back somewhere. If it's an elderly home, if it's wherever you're doing, whatever is personal to you, it's something that I think it's necessity. I agree, and I don't have a percentage that I say that I have to give back 10% or whatever. I just kind of a few I've done every year, and that's kind of just fits into my time. It's usually weirdest thing is it's usually on the two holidays. I'll go on Thanksgiving and Christmas Eve and Christmas. I actually did a elderly home on Christmas Day, which I'd never done before a couple years ago, which was unique. But it just so it's not like it's affecting my and any of the other time either. So, but we have
Though,
to.
Randy, you're one of the hardest working men in the entertainment industry on our side because of checker leave and what you do throughout the year and then come Christmas time. So, when you get a day off, you have earned it, brother.
It's not and I was always because it is a business. I try to fill in every day that I want to make sure that I'm booked every day. I've kind of gotten since I'm a little older and all these other things that have gone on. I don't like to do too many double, triple days, show to show to show to show. That's beyond me now. It's it's too hard to bounce back from that. I don't know how I did it working a full-time job and then leaving there, going doing Santa, then getting up at night. But I guess we were all a little younger then or something. So all righty. See, we got some great answers already here. I gotta scroll down here. I don't want to lose any here. We got Bart saying here, I don't do a percentage pro bono. It just happens. Same thing. I don't, same thing. I don't do it just happens. You just add them in and people call or your regulars. You just kind of get to do them. But then Bart says, but we do plenty. And that's what's also cool about this business is you don't have to it doesn't have to be a money making event. You can do it all for from your heart or whatever, but just make sure you've got big expenses. Hopefully you can get a little bit back to cover those kind of things.
Yeah,
um
Chris had a comment above that that's
oh, I'm
interesting.
sorry, this one. Sorry.
Thank you. Excited.
Okay, thank you. Excited I didn't have to work and I can hang out online with the Santa family. Oh, hi, Chris. Sorry, I had to see. I
Got a
should have
day
read
off
you.
today, I guess.
Oh my goodness. See, Chris went back to work, and Santa Chris there was retired. Then for some reason he went back to work, but that's okay, Chris. That's okay. It's we all. I guess I didn't quit working either, but that's oh well. It's just a different kind of work. Uh, Everett says I got to do Rev around here. It's probably easier. I'm a horrible reader anyway, but I'll read here. Everett says currently we take all the bookings as they come and try to fill out our calendar around doctor's appointments. Can't miss those. That's for sure.
Good
Um,
point.
that's for sure. And all the other events. We do charity events in the season and have helped create charity visits, fundraisers for the venues. Exactly. Just doing a little bit of both. And that's giving back, working as much as you can around. Thank goodness. I think hopefully my last doctor visit is the 6th of November. So that's like the first week of Santa. So I'll have mine done before I have to worry about unless something else comes up. But Bart says we schedule as much as we can within reason during the season, October through December, but won't work Christmas Day. And it was a couple years ago, actually right after the Christmas after the accident. My mother-in-law was still in an elderly home, and so we all, of course, got together for Christmas anyway. But she couldn't come over. She wasn't feeling good, so I got dressed up. My youngest daughter. We all went over there on Christmas Day. So it's the first time I ever did Christmas Day. Also, it just I never have. Um, it wasn't a big deal. I thought it would be a little more bothersome. I shouldn't say bothersome, but feel a little different than it did. It just felt like another day in a way. It was really, boy, I tell you, you go to
That's
those,
one thing. It is just another day, although
it's
it is a special
a
time,
very,
special.
very special day. Yeah, but it's
But
it's
again, a lot of guys don't want to work on that day because you give so much, and many start, in October, November, December, that they consider that family time. It's the time they spend with their family that has sacrificed you being
yeah.
around for 90 days or 100 days, whatever it turns out to be. And, just don't want to do it now. My first
And
couple of years, I did do it and I did enjoy it. But again, I wasn't at the mall at that time. So my visits were mainly weekends and it didn't really bother me. We were still able to have our family time, do our Christmas with the family, and then still be able to get those visits in, which were very special visits.
Santa Doug says we take as much as we can. Uh, can both Jenny Kringle and I still work, and we'll end up with between 35 and 45 events this year, which is enough for us. That means you're talking at least one a day, pretty much, is what you're doing. Uh, that fills up that calendar big time. Um, Mike, good old Mike. We book our regular photo- photographic and corporate clients first, filling their dates and times, and we fill in other dates as we can. So it's doing all your your regulars, your repeats, getting them all filled in first, and then make sure, because again, this year we're down, really only have those 3 weekends after Thanksgiving. So if you're used to doing country clubs or whatever you're doing on the weekends or corporate events, there's somebody that's going to double up there this year because there's one less weekend. So, um, can you
Looks like
fix
some
us a
really
few,
creative.
Debbie? Can you fix us a BLT while you're watching? Can you fix us a BLT? Debbie says she's fixing a BLT while I watch. Maybe get around. I like, now, not Miracle Whip, okay? Regular mayonnaise, if you don't mind,
That's
Debbie.
right.
Boy, now I'm hungry.
We got a restaurant that we frequent quite a bit, and they actually have a P on theirs, BLTP,
BL.
pickles.
Oh, okay. Because when you said they have P on there, so I was just like, wait a minute, that's just didn't, those words didn't roll, didn't
I,
think, hey, I'm not
I,
gonna,
I knew that would throw you for a loop.
uh, PB and J maybe put, that could maybe, because that'd be close to the Elvis sandwich, but
Yeah, that's true.
oh goodness, really, they put no pickles, no,
Well, then there's
no,
the BLTP and O.
And
no,
of course, the mayo.
Yeah, and Angie says and M the mayo, but we've already discussed it. Mayonnaise.
yeah,
The O is
yeah,
for onion.
onion. See, that would be good. I wouldn't mind onion on
Yeah,
there.
it's not bad. It's pretty good as
Yeah,
long as you thin slice them. I think you got to really, keep the
yeah,
onion flavor to a minimum, but it does enhance it. So,
yeah. That sounds all right. That sounds good.
sorry.
Bart says there are six major charitable events we work during the holiday season, plus support our original our original off season via summer Santa, etc. Maybe, I don't know if I got that right. Holiday
Yeah,
season plus these original off season via. Oh, sorry if I messed that up there, Bart. Um, but Bart does six. Man, that's great. Six charitable big events. Plus, you're doing all your regular and summer events too. Summer events are so much fun. They really are. It just, people are shocked to see you as Santa in the middle of July, even though it's a Christmas in July event if they're going to, but they're still surprised to see Santa. Ernie says, I'll do as many events as I can. I can fit into my schedule that allows. I do charitable whoops, hold on. I do charitable events. Come on, here we go. Um, I do charitable events, 3 or 4 that help raise money for children, families in need. Thumbs up, dude, on that one. Thumbs up. Um, Even Christmas in July raised over, is that 27,000 or for
$7
children and
for
families in
children and
need.
families.
Heartful, man, that's fantastic.
Yes, it is.
That's that's great. That's great, Ernie. That's huge to give all that back. There's Rex, the birthday boy. Uh, it is what it is what I like about the big box sporting goods store. I get 2 days off a week in November. Up until then, Thanksgiving, and the only work 5 shifts the most leaves me the rest of the times for a few other gigs, and that's I I agreed. I agree. Like in December, November, I'm busy, but I'm not real busy. So big box. But then in December, I work Monday through Friday during the day at a big box store, and that leaves my weekends that I've done the other corporate events and things like that that are repeats for the past how many years on the weekends, and that's what's great about the big box store and people that book that. There's Sean. Hello, Sean. Good to see you. I think through what days I need to for the family first, and that's like Bob said on Christmas. Family is very important because we are away a lot during the holiday season, so leave some time for them. Loyal, supportive clients next, and the rest are filled in with regular and same charities. The season has been stretching out, starting the 1st of November now. I never, I never want it to feel like a job. And that's when I think we talked about it a while ago. When should you hang the coat up or the apron up, whatever you want to call it, and it starts really feeling like a job. Starts really not like coming from here. It's coming from I got to do this. It's work. I got to set the alarm and do. I mean, we all have to do that anyway, but it can't feel like a job, and it is. It's creeping into. Well, Bob just like he said, he just added some more events in October. Photo studios. So it's from Thanksgiving. It's where it used to be. It's added on a lot of time. Greetings, Mark. Good to see you. Mark says getting pretty full for December. Good mix of photographers, family biz, and charity visits. So he's grabbing, filling in every space he got until he's full. Angie said, of course, loves her BLTs. Um, there's AJ. AJ, you looked great in that suit, man. The other did that. Getting your pictures done there. AJ says, well, Bob knows I have 2 gigs already, a photo shoot. Can't wait to do them. Hopefully, get more this season. Thumbs up, AJ. Looking good. Uh, Bill says, I try to fill 5 days per week, 1 day off, Mrs. Claus, and 1 shipping and running around. Sometimes you got to do the honey-do list at least one of those days. You can fill 5 days a week and still spend time with the family. That gives you, especially because if mom is not happy, nobody's happy. Santa Jeff says, I have 2 full season seats on Saturday, 2 full season seats on Saturday and Sunday are filled. On weekends, maybe that's sets and not seats. Maybe there's an extra letter in there. I'm not sure. Are filled with weekdays. Really getting quick for this year. My regulars seem to book in January, but getting a lot of calls for the 4 remaining days. With the short season, getting a lot of calls I have to say no to, and that's what's going to happen. We're gonna double up here somehow. And wheat and
The story
cobbler.
has some Mrs. Clauses, or it could be some that do without each Santa this year because of that.
All right, you guys are talking too much about BLTs now. That's making me too hungry. What's a BB? What's a BBLT?
Extra,
Oh, twice
extra
the
bacon.
bacon. Bacon. Okay, thank you. Have you guys ever been to Tony's? And oh, you probably haven't here in Bertrand. They put a pound of bacon on there, a pound of bacon on their BLT.
That's a hog of a sandwich.
That'll make you. Deborah says, I only did 2 events last year. Want to do more this year, and you will. I'm sure you made them super happy, Deborah, last year. You'll You will. And
Yeah,
you'll
don't
just
get discouraged. It does
no,
take time to build, get your name out there. You can work and work and work, but you're still at the mercy of, the general public. And once you've set yourself up for a couple of good events, then word of mouth really seems to work great for most of us. So just be patient.
you will. You will. Kevin says, I think I have a Toys for Tots this year. Great, great charity event to do a Toys for Tots.
Yeah, a couple
Mark
of
says,
years, thoroughly enjoyed it.
yeah, they're. Mark says, I have one final Christmas in July event. Uh, Wolfson's Christmas Children's Hospital on Wednesday. Then the summer luau as summer Santa in mild August. Wow, see that he's even going to August for. How can you go to August for Christmas in July? But that's okay. That's great. That's um, super fun. A luau. Hmm? You're not going to wear a grass skirt though, are you, Mark? I hope that's not. Hope it's not required to wear a grass skirt. Um, there we go. Here, more built there. Sal says, I just completed 2 Christmas in July's for the event. Congratulations. Yeah, they are just a riot. Ditto photographers. Oh, yeah, Chris made a comment about Santa BLTs. They hold it together with a steak knife right down the middle there because yeah, yeah, and that's I see that everybody here, of course, that it's well, and they want to fill their schedule up,
Yeah,
and that's what we're here to work, and we're here to bring as many smiles as we can, and doing what the more smiles we can bring out there, the better it is. The way this world is, boy, stuff going on
that
out
is
there.
that is one I have not had the pleasure of doing, but I think would really be cool, be fun. Bart says charitable golf outing this Friday for a flight to the North Pole dressed as summer golf Santa. I know quite a few guys that do those, and they all seem to have a blast doing it.
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've never done a golf. I
I
gotta get
haven't either.
those weird. I gotta get those weird looking socks, Argyle socks.
Right, you got to have the knickers, and
Yeah,
I mean the hat.
I've got knickers. I've got knickers, but I don't have the. I just got red or green socks. So not those cool Argyles. I think it's what they're called, aren't they? Argyles, the old-fashioned Scottish, whatever they are. They're pretty cool looking. But yeah, well, that's great, guys. I said just phenomenal. A little bit of everything's here. Everybody's saying they're going to give back to charity of some kind. A lot of some great charities out there for people to do, and it's all comes from what's best for you. Some people, if it's even give to some daycares that need it. It's still giving back to. They just don't have the money, and the children still need the smiles. So it doesn't have to be a major event like something like that. So I see that's why I've gotten so into the going to the elderly because they get as excited as the children do. They
They
want to get
do,
pictures.
they do, they really do.
They really do. So
Mark Rector says, in a reply back to you, Randy, absolutely grass skirt, coconut shells. Just kidding. Did that in high school drama program, South Pacific.
now I have a visual, and that's going to be hard to get
Uh,
out of my head. You know that,
yeah, I
Mark.
can't get that one
Thank
out.
you. Sorry. You could have stopped with the grass skirt and not said the coconut set.
Bart says knickers, argyle socks, saddle shoes, and one of Roberta's vests. Talking about Roberta Wells.
Very cool. Oh, Santa Kevin says I use one red sock and one green sock. That's a neat idea. That's a neat
Yeah.
idea.
When we were in Memphis, me and Michael Howe and Herbie were talking, and I had mentioned to Michael Howe he had some lights that were shoestrings that light up Christmas lights, little miniature ones. It's really cool. And I said, now what you need to do is get one red shoe and one green shoe. They were Converse, high top, Chuck Taylors. And I noticed that Herbie has started wearing those that way. I don't know if he was doing it before and it was just a coincidence, but pretty cool to see a red, Chuck Taylor and green Chuck Taylor on the same Santa. So
That's pretty funny. Yeah, I'll have to. I have red Converse, but I use them as I use for my checker character. I use them for that, not for Santa.
yeah,
other Santa shoes for that. But
You know,
yeah,
they make who is it? The Kids or one of the other shoe brands that makes the black and white checkered tennis shoes.
yeah,
Vans, she said Vans would be
Vans,
good
yeah, Vans, yeah.
for you.
Yeah, the old-fashioned clown shoes are too hard to drive in to get on all the time. I just so and to walk in, especially if you're doing an event that's 4 or 5 hours standing out, so they're not as good to stand in. So get
Character
those.
toes are a different animal in themselves for sure.
Oh, they're made out of different animals. It's horsehair and whatever else they're made out of. But that's oh, fantastic as always. Phenomenal, phenomenal answers. Thank you so much for that part. Bob's got a great question too, as always. Always some good stuff to
Great
talk
job.
about
Yeah,
next.
mine is kind of related to the same topic. Randy and I sometimes coordinate these questions. Sometimes they're totally different, but today they kind of go hand in hand. Do you or have you ever bartered, not part Gaffney, but bartered your
Yeah.
services as a clause performer, exchanging goods or services for other goods or services without using money? Bartering. Uh, of course, some of your charitable events, if you go in, for me, it's the Santa 5K color run at the mall that they do every year. It benefits our local school teachers association and the students of our school district. And of course, I get all kinds of little trinkets and things from them, t-shirts and hats and, all kinds of little things. It's kind of like a bartering system. And it made me think about it because some guys can barter out different gigs for different things. And so just was curious if anyone barters anytime during Christmas or even Christmas, in July or any time of the year, really, uh, that you barter your time and receive goods or even product endorsement. I mean, there's so many different things that you can do in that area. It was just a curiosity of mine. Do you or have
I,
you ever bartered your services as a clause performer?
I think the easiest thing to barter with is when you do a photographer. At least that's what I've done a few times. A little lower rate, but can I have the use of some of your pictures?
That's right. That's
And
the
that's
that's the
that's
top line.
that's probably about the only time I've done it. But you get, man, and you get these pictures and you get a little fee just to spend your time. At least that's the way I did it. But then I got pro pictures and they got their thing stuff done anyway. So yeah, that's the only. I've never done any other. It's a neat concept to think about. Well, if I can goods for services, it's kind of a deal. Um,
Well, before we became an industrialized nation, bartering was the normal. Uh, you know, Currency wasn't much into play in those early formative years of the system as it was as we went into industrialized and became an industrialized nation, and money became the way to pay for everything. Of course, now we're into cards and different, effects that we can use, but it's still currency, when you look at it. But bartering, what's the big deal? I mean, everyone had a trade and everyone swapped their goods or their services. And so it's pretty much, again, I love to barter. No money has to change hands. Both sides win. It's a win-win situation.
it's a neat
Bart says
concept.
all the time. What's that, Randy?
It's a neat concept. It really is to do. It really is.
I think we need to get back to it more. Really, I mean, if this country would be so much better off if we, we look at doing more of
Is
that.
it possible you share your screen?
Me?
Yeah, I sent you a picture that Santa Chris sent me. He wanted to know if we could put it on there.
Okay, hang on. I want to see. Where did you send it to me?
Private message on Facebook.
Okay. Get it pulled up. Hang on just a second, Randy.
Oh, sure, no problem. Yes, it's I think it would be a neat thing to do with, I'm curious what you would get in return as Santa sometimes, but definitely goods of, if it's but I know the photographer, that's why I like doing photographers the best bartering, because you get some phenomenal pictures to use and without any cost. So but I know we all um especially if you can do, I guess you could, if you work for a company, I'll do Santa. If you're my lawn service guy and whatever, or snow removal, we can mix match a dollar amount for both or something. There are, it's like
Angela, the
Bob
picture
said,
that
it's a
you sent
win-win
me is of
situation.
Checker Lee. Is that what you?
Yeah, that thing. he loves the joy on his face, and he just wanted us to.
Oh, okay. Hang on just a moment. Let me get back over here to our feed. Present. Share screen. Share screen.
Share screen or freeze screen? Can't tell. Oh, there we go.
That it?
What? Oh,
Checker lady.
that's a weird looking guy.
He wanted to share that photo. He says the joy on your face brings him happiness.
Oh, that's very sweet. That's very sweet, Bart. It actually was the
It was Chris,
Chris.
Santa Chris.
Santa
yeah,
Chris.
Santa Chris from Strawberry Fest. That was a
That was a great picture, and of course, it was posted on different platforms throughout Facebook.
yeah.
And
That was
you're
very
right.
sweet of
When I
Chris.
see that picture, it makes me smile.
Oh,
Good job.
that's sweet.
All
Uh,
right, back to our comments. Excuse me. Everett says, yes, I have received 2 bleaching treatments at a salon in exchange for an appearance at their 1-year anniversary event next month.
wow.
All right, here's one. I'm going to get this right, Jeff. Don't don't think I'm going to mess it up this time. Santa Jeff Verba says I do with some of my photographers. Yeah. He set me straight on his last name. I've been saying VRBA, not knowing again what that if it was a suffix to his name or what. It's Verba, just as it reads.
Herba. Wow. That's neat.
Mark Rector says, have not done enough events yet to have run into that situation. Would love to be able to barter. Hello, Gary Linder. Good to have you with us today, brother. He says he barters photography for use on social media. Ernie says, I am going to be race car Santa at a racetrack taking pictures with a car and spectators for a new paint job on the sleigh I picked up. Great job there, Ernie. Of course, that's close and dear to my heart, me being an ex-racer. Bill Corbett says all the time. Bart says the idea of bartering opens up possibilities for events that would otherwise be unobtainable. Good point, Bart. It's a great point. Mr. Mike says we barter with our photographer our annual promotional photo session for a few holiday magic with Santa and Phineas sessions, storytime crafts, and photos. Hello, Santa Mail. I hope you're feeling better, dear. Hi, I am here. Sorry, late. Started awesome new job today and have COVID. Yes, we heard that you weren't feeling well. And I was saying I hope you feel better. And congratulations on the new job. We talked about this in Branson, but it was the job that she was hoping for. She got it. She started today. So congratulations, Santa Mel. Jerry Kyle says Santa Jerry is watching. Mike says, yay, checker. Santa Chris says, love it. Santa Jeff B tried to barter with some very new photographers by appearing for a couple of events at no charge in exchange for some photos. And I would advertise them as my photographer, but they quickly saw what other photographers were charging and got greedy, wanting to charge me for taking the photos. Be their Santa and pay for prints. Not our area has a huge glut of photographers trying to underbid each other. Well, that's unfortunate, Jeff. Um, again, photographers are like agents and like Santas. They each one talk, and sometimes in a demographic, geographical area, uh, they get together and decide things that they may later wish they hadn't. And I think that will be one that will come back to bite them in the long run. They don't know what they missed out on. AJ says, hopefully I wasn't around you when you had it. My mom has it too. Well, I was around everyone, and I think I gave everyone there at least 10 hugs apiece. So far, I'm good. So, Everett, discuss how to approach a bartending concept. Hmm. You got an answer for that one, Randy?
Uh,
I mean, again, bartending as long as Santa is not put in a bad light or a bad look, protect the image of Santa. I don't see anything wrong with it if the setting is correct. What do you think, Randy?
Bartending or bartering? Bartending, yes, I think Santa shouldn't be in a. It'll always put Santa in a bad light. Bartending,
I was
um,
I was
that's
joking.
regardless what you do. I don't care if you, unless you only got cocoa coming out of that spigot. Um, but
I could
that
just
would
see
make
Everett's face when I said that. Just play with you, Everett. Yes, it's bartering.
his bartering. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Well, how would you approach a bartering concept? You would definitely go to the folks that you would want to barter with and make a bid. Just say, hey, here's what I propose. You know, goods for and services for bartering, or you got anything to add to that, Randy?
Yeah, that's it. You can just have a. It's like you're trying to sell. No difference trying to sell yourself. You're trying to sell the concept of it's a cool deal for you to do it for free to get this in return. That's the
Right,
payment. So
right,
you've got to sell it to me the same way as you do selling your fee. Um, and it depends, and it's got to be. I think people might look at it as they got to feel their side is getting a lot also. And if you can come and say, and I'm just going to throw out a number, let's just say, hey, look, I'd love to do Santa for you, and it's an average of $250 for the hour. We'll be here for 2 hours, and I'd love to be able to get a paint job for my sleigh, and I know that's you know, and then you might do some uh, educating yourself beforehand about what their prices on things are that you're trying to get in return.
yeah. And I think that's a great point that you bring up, Randy, about the sleigh and a sanitary. Those are two
Yeah,
tools or items or props that you can use to help barter with, because they're worth something to you, to transport, to keep the upkeep on. And instead of the client paying for those items to be used, to barter out some photos, because you're going to use those for photography work more than likely.
right.
It could be at a setting. Again, if it's at a setting, I don't know that bartering would be a the better of the two. I think I would rather take the cash instead. But
There's
for
nothing wrong with good
photography
old cash.
work, I think it works great.
There's nothing wrong with good old cash. And
Yeah,
Jerry says, do any of you
yeah,
use puppets? Puppets are fun.
yeah. But this is
Puppets are
another prop
fun.
that can be bartered out. Melissa says I barter with my photographer for pictures. That was one of the things that we were talking about. Uh, Bart says, so you want me for your event, but I'm quoting outside of your budget. Maybe we can work on another means of compensation. I like that, Bart. That's a good way of
Yeah, very
wording it.
good.
That sounds very professional and it gets the point across. Santa Cruz says barter to visit for some embroidery work. There you go. There's another example. Great, great example. And embroidery work is not cheap.
But boy, it
Uh,
looks nice on a suit. I tell you, some of those things
no
are
kidding.
gorgeous and not cheap, but that'd be a nice trade-off. Here's a suit after the first year, get it ready for next year, and yeah, you had
Suit, vest, hat, shirts. I mean,
yeah,
embroidery work can go in many places.
get the old
Uh,
monogram on there. That's nice.
yeah, Mike says, congratulations on your job, Mel. Sorry to hear you have COVID. Hope you're feeling better soon. Ernie says, I think he meant bartering. Yes, Ernie, I was messing around. Every once in a while, I feel compelled to be silly. Daniel Plus says, congratulations, Mel. Mark's, they're all telling me I was wrong up in Virginia with bartering. I opened a can of worms there, didn't
That's okay.
I?
You
Ray
be,
Bradshaw says, we did an event at Dan's Silverleaf. Santa was drinking sparkling water and iced tea. That's back to my trying to be funny. If you met someone at an event you want to do, like you said, Bob, offer what you would normally charge or offer to barter for a service that your client may and can provide. That's going to be Everett. And that's another good point, Everett. Many times all you need to do is ask. Yeah, open up that concept or that thought process. And again, if it benefits both parties, why not? Now, if it's going to be one-sided, I can see where that would be
Yeah.
problematic. But as long as it benefits both sides, it's a great way to do things. Mike said it needs to be with someone that you would like to get something in return from a service or product. Educate yourself into the value cost of what you are bartering for and show the potential customer how trading for your services could be a win-win. Another great way to put it, Mike.
And that's what it should
Paul,
be, a win-win.
yes, it should be a win-win. Paul Anderson says, I've always called it in kind service. Called it in kind service. Jeff B says, what can I barter for a TNL hat, Bob? Good point, Jeff. Mark Rector says, Santa Pablo Lavelle uses puppets, I believe. There you go. Great job, guys. And again, we spent a lot of time on those two subjects, but valuable time, valuable lessons, and open up the eyes to some maybe new concepts on bartering. And,
Fantastic.
saving a day or two for yourself, especially Christmas Day, and not pushing yourself to the point that you are wiped out at the end of the season. Because as we discussed earlier, Randy, we're getting older and it takes a little longer to bounce back from overexerting yourself or just pushing yourself a little too hard. Don't want nobody collapsing on the job. So take care of yourself.
No, there's been times you get. I remember a couple years ago, and it was like, whoa, get a little dizzy in the chair because just working too much, too long, too many hours. It does. It's like, oh boy, you got to slow back a little bit. But
But rest, hydration, vitamins, and proper nourishment through the right kind of meals can make a big difference in a long season. It really can. So
big
those are all
difference.
things that
Which
you
is
should
something we're
think
going to be
about.
bringing up soon, and taking how to take care of yourself
You be as
during the
crazy as
season.
you want to 8 or 9 months out of the year, but during the holiday season, you really need to watch your workload again and how your health is. Health is most important. Without your health, you have nothing. Let's see. Everett has one that he's added here. We once made a comment about staying someday at a nice hotel we were doing the employee Christmas party for. We were comped with a one-night stay. So there's another good point. Another good point. I like that one too because hotels have really gotten expensive, haven't they?
Yeah, crazy expensive
You
for
know,
what? Because you can't get into 4 o'clock the night before, and you got to leave by 11 o'clock the next day. So you really only have 19 hours maximum. You're renting. You're not renting for a day. It's like 19 hours for if you're doing
right?
a one
And
day
you
deal.
know something I've noticed recently in doing some research. Uh, the point systems that the hotels have had for years where you stay, and you get points for your stay if you're a member of their club or of their chain. And those point systems have really changed just in the last 2 to 3 years. Uh, Used to, you could have, say, 30,000 points, get 2 or 3 nights out of that. Now you're lucky to get one night out of the 30,000 points. So, again, bartering, you do it as Santa or Mrs. Claus or as a performer, use it to your advantage.
It's a good idea. Good idea. We all need to get away like that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and for me, it's always been kind of important to have it downtime after the season is over with because you do push yourself during the season. It is a grind. You get down those last 10 days and you're just as much fun as you're having, as much enjoyment you're getting out of it, and as much joy you're giving to others. You just start counting those hours. You keep thinking, "Well, I'm ready for the season to be over with. I'm ready for the season to be over with." And so to get away afterwards is important. And even if you could work out a deal where you could use those comp nights for a little getaway for
Yeah.
young business clause or whoever. Now, Randy, you
Fantastic.
ready to move along to santascloset.org? Let's see what our
Sounds
trivia
good.
is all about
Sounds,
today.
sounds
All right,
great to me.
let's
Great
do that.
company.
Hey everyone, Angela Mack here for Bob, Randall, and Company Live, the show about nothing. Season 3 of Bob Randall and Company Live is brought to you by santascloset.org, where you can find all your accessories for the discriminating Santa, Mrs. Claus, and the elves. Visit Santa Wade's website at santascloset.org today, where they are known for delivering unique, value-packed Santa and Mrs. Claus accessories since opening in 2004. The goal has always been to provide both a superior customer experience at a tremendous value. Their products are fairly priced, and Santa Wade strives to bring many different products to the Claus community. Visit the website and make your next season a truly special one. This is Angela Mack reminding you all to catch our show every Monday at 3 p.m. Central. Thanks for watching. Now let's get back to Bob, Randall, and Company Live and today's Monday Santa's Closet Trivia.
All right, this is our santascloset.org trivia. Not only do you get a trivia prize sent to you no charge from Wade and Scarlett Coppin over at santascloset.org, you will also get your name goes into the hat for the scholarship drawing to the NPC 2025 from the TNL Network Production Crew. All right, Randy, go ahead.
Here we go, guys. Oh, Bob, you can tell Bob was tired. This is not blanks. You can tell Bob was still tired from last week. These aren't all the blank to blank to blank to blank to blanks. So here we go, guys. It is. What year did the movie Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer debut, and what was the name of the snowman who narrated the story? What year did the movie Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer debut, and what was the name of the snowman that narrated the story? Such a classic. You got to watch it every year. Can't miss it at all.
See some answers coming in, and that was kind of a, I might have been tired, but I always like to kind of throw a little twist in on these to kind of maybe trick a person or two. And the key word in that sentence was snowman. The snowman who narrated the story. Arnie was quick, but he wasn't correct. He had the actual person who narrated the story.
Yep.
All right, we're going to let them work on that. I think we've already got a winner from what I can tell, but we'll leave that up to Angela. Now there's, Randy, we had another picture come in that we want to show you. This is for you, brother.
Another picture.
Yeah, another picture. Hang on, let me get over here and share again.
I see Herbie's here. Hey, Herbie, good to see you.
One right here. All right, Angela, throw that up. Did you see it?
Okay, I know that's not me, thank goodness.
No, that's the grass skirt and the coconut shells from South Pacific.
Okay, that's just wrong. Are you kidding?
You
Oh my goodness,
you
no
said you
way.
couldn't get it out of your mind, so we thought we'd give you a real good
Yeah, it's in the mind now. It's etched in the that's like they say, you can't unsee that now. Yep.
Oh, that's too much fun. Too much fun. As Gordon Bailey used to always tell me, too much fun, Bob. Too much
Too
fun.
much. Can never have too much fun. Really can't.
Yeah.
That's right, Everett. My eyes, my eyes.
Good point, Everett. Good point. Okay, Angela, are you ready to? Let's go ahead and jump into the Talbot Insurance Services video. Looks like Becky Gilstrap has joined us from Cherry Hill for a few moments here. Just jump in to say hi. Her ears must have been burning. I didn't mention the fact that I re-signed this last week with Cherry Hill for the mall. I mean, I had signed. That's a process for me, and I usually don't get it done until after Branson because the first half of the season is so crazy. So we got that done. We're in. Everything's good. Good to have you along for a few moments, Becky, today. Now then,
Sure.
I want to say something about Talbot Insurance Services. I saw some posts, folks asking about where can you get insurance here, where can you get insurance there. And of course, Larry's name comes up quite often because a lot of folks have started jumping over and using Larry because he has such a full service package. You can get everything bundled into one. You can do home, auto, office, business, car, whatever you got all on car and those things. But anyway, all that in one bundle. But I do want to make a point here. Randy and I joke about free, free, free all the time, which you see on the screen down here at the bottom in our overlay that we've started putting up. And the show is free to you. We don't ask for any memberships. We don't ask for any information from you. Our Facebook group is a public group, so all you have to do is show up and watch. No strings attached now. But I do want to make it perfectly clear that there is cost associated with putting these shows on. TNL Network Productions has continued to grow as time has went on. We've taken on more shows, more responsibilities, more things. We're looking to expand in so many areas. Our travel has become something that is really eating us up right now, trying to transport all the production equipment that Scott owns, and he and I and Angela through the production end of this thing. There is cost associated, and we want to say thank you to Larry Talbot for helping us out as a contributor to help put us in the position to do more and more. Of course, we could use more help if there's anybody out there. I'm not begging, just saying if there's anybody out there that would like to help us continue to get out on the road and do more things. We really, really, really wanted to go to Michigan coming up for the Red Soup Conclave. But due to cost and other things, and with the help of Maps, they were willing to help us out some, and we appreciate that, Randy, and all you guys up there. But it's just not going to happen this year. We hate it. We wanted to be there, but I promise you, we've got it on the schedule for next year. It's just going to take a little bit of funds to get us there. And so thank you to Larry Talbot for what he has done and what he will do in the future. And my hat's off to him. Now then, Randy, let's go ahead and move into our ECN news. Of course, the first thing on the agenda here, we want to talk about Norfolk Cornerstones, npcornerstones.com. Registration is open. There's also, as we mentioned, a couple of scholarships available. Mike Hutchins announced his scholarship for NPC. So altogether, there's several scholarships that are available for those who would like to apply. And, good luck on that. But go over to npcornerstones.com and register if you want to go to our January 31st, February 2nd, 2025 in San Antonio, Marriott Northwest sessions we have coming up. Some changes have been made. We're expanding. We're doing things that was successful, and we're adding some new stuff to it. So it's not going to be the same old regurgitated stuff. Also want to mention that Santa Ana Holiday University has announced that they'll be in Phoenix, Scottsdale area around September 26th to 29th of this year, 2024. So if you have not had a chance to get out to one of their Santa Ana's Holiday University sessions, it'll be a great time if you're in the West and are going to be in the Phoenix, Scottsdale area. Randy, you mentioned that you went to one of their classes recently.
Yeah, a couple. That's probably been 2 months ago now. Locally here in Michigan, they came up to Michigan. And it's a great school. I mean, it's a lot of same thing. You divide out into groups, you get the history. It's a little bit of everything. And of course, Deanna and they're just great teachers. They're great ladies. A lot of years experience behind them. A lot of care. That's what is the coolest thing. So I recommend going. It's a great class, even on its own. Even not just combined with North Pole. It'd be neat to go to Arizona. I haven't been there for a long time, but
Now,
don't miss it. If you're near it, don't miss it.
Not July and August.
No.
Even Deanna's is in the upper P.
Yeah, Deanna's in the northern the UP of Michigan. She's way far away from there.
Judy being in Wisconsin, they live up far enough to stay away from that heat. But again, September's not going to be bad. It cools off by September. So,
Yeah.
all right, Randy, you want to catch? I know we just got through the School of Santas, but you want to catch the next one?
Yeah, actually. Well, I'm going to say one quick plug here for this weekend coming up. This weekend coming up is the MAPS Red Suit Conclave up in Saginaw, Michigan. On We meet on Friday. Of course, it's Friday meet and greet on the 2nd. 3rd and 4th are classes all day at the Red Suit Conclave. Of course, sponsored by MAPS. All types of classes. So join us there if you've been there before. Come on back. Spangle will be there, and we've got other vendors. So it'll be a fun weekend. And the best part about it is just hanging out with your fellows and sisters and brothers in red and everything else. So that's this weekend. The red suit already. It's going to be August. It's going to be August already. That's crazy. Tomorrow is the 30th, though, of July, and Dr. Bruce Kotovich, or Bruce Guerin, Santa Bruce, will be here tomorrow night on Tuesday Night Live. He is the director of the Windsor School of Academies, professor, and all these titles he's got. But Bruce is great stage performer, definitely great for the voice. He'll talk about which he's done before, about doing the voice and some other cool stage presence, how you can learn how to act
Stage presence.
and stage presence, which is really, you can't just walk like you're walking. And he'll talk about that, and it's a lot of cool stuff. So don't miss tomorrow night, Tuesday Night Live, and that's getting to be the end of July already. And then
and we've had to we had Jim Langley scheduled for August 6th. He's had to cancel due to some family things that have happened, and so we will get him back on soon as he gets through some of what he's having going on. Real quick, he lost his son, his adult son, this last week. Today is the service over in Alabama. So our hearts and thoughts and sympathy and condolences go out to Jim Langley, such a wonderful person. And sorry that happened. We did skip something those up here real quick. I wanted to mention School of Santas 2025, Branson, Missouri. Next year, that's 2025. The dates are July 17th, 18th, 19th, and 20th. And the keynote instructor is Lee Andrews. Now, guys, you need to start planning because that's only 353 days away. And as of walking out of there last Sunday, they already had 56 register from the class this year that's coming back next year. Out of 114, 56 already registered.
Just remember to take your no-dose or energy drinks along. Just make sure you bring all that stuff along, because Spangle just keeps you going nonstop. But to have Lee Andrews again next year, a great Santa and a great clown and performer. What a great keynote speaker again next year. Spangle, you're knocking it out of the park. Knocking it out of the park.
Randy, pick it up from there.
All right, August 13th is Bill Dendy, Santa Taylor. Again, custom, fantastic design Santa suits. Don't miss on the August 13th, Bill Dendy. I don't know if he'll have time to get suits made this year, but does he have off-rack suits? I don't know if he even has. He probably has some of those that you can get, but they're quality all the way. About Santa suits and then the following week again, which is fantastic. It's the time of year to get something. Pamela Swank Yates is Swanky Santas. Same thing. Incredible design Santa suits, unique, custom ordered. They're all handmade with quality products. Same with Bill. They're all beautiful, beautiful Santa suits. Both of them do a great job. And
through the industry's top suit builders and quality people, great people to work with for designs. And again, you cannot go wrong with either of their suits, or both if you can afford them.
Yeah, and then September 3rd. Can you believe they're talking about September already? This is the weirdest thing to talk about, I think, more than anything. The 150th episode of Tuesday Night Live. 150 episodes. That's a lot of Santa talking and Mrs. Claus talking. That's a lot of information, a lot of laughs, a lot of tears, a lot of fellowship, and it's all boom free for everybody. So that's definitely that's September 3rd, 150th show. Then September 10th, and this is a rare one too. Philip Wentz from Santa Village. Yes, guys, Santa Village in East Dundee, Illinois will be on Tuesday Night Live. Talk about everything about Santa's Village and the stuff he does down there. Phenomenal. He doesn't do a whole lot of that stuff. So it's Bob got a nice rare interview. So
Just want everyone to be prepared for that one. It's going to be a long night. He is such a historian, and he has so many historical facts, figures, and stories to tell from the beginning of the Santas that paved the way for us to do what we do. I mean, it's great to be able to know the history of where the character of Claus has developed through the 19th century, 20th century, and up. And Phil is just a historian to the max.
it's fun to know all that stuff. I mean, it's neat to. I mean, for many years when I first started, I didn't know, the Sinterklaas, and I mean, I didn't even investigate it when I first started. But then when
Yeah,
you add it all, and there's so much more than that, just that, that Phil will talk about. That it's a nice knowing the background's a little heartier and everything than just a, a
yeah.
sound of the Coke bottle that made us famous. You know,
His ties to the C.W. Howard family and the descendants today that he will talk about and just everything historical in our industry. Like I say, he is such a historian and uh, he researches and studies and it's just it's going to be a long show. I can already feel it's going to be a long show.
uh,
All right, so
Can you get Santa Jeff B's comment real quick?
okay, so he said Chepe said he had to run out to the car for a minute. Who were the suit makers that we were mentioning? Okay, Bill Dindy, Santa's tailor. He's here in North Texas, the Dallas-Fort Worth area with me. He is the one that makes the bespoke Christmas clothing. He just got back from Italy from the big fabric first show that they had over there, the largest in the nation or in the world, I guess you might say. Uh, and found some new materials, some new stuff that he'll be talking about. The other one is Pamela Swink Yates. She's currently in Southern California. Her company is known as Swinky Santas. She was one of our exhibitors at the Norfolk Cornerstones back in February, and I fell in love with her cloth designs. They are fantastic. Her motto is homemade with care from quality materials. Again, Bill Dandy, Pamela Swink, it doesn't matter. They are both top end wardrobes, and you cannot go wrong with them. And the cool part is they're both innovators in clothing for closets, not only the suits, the vest, the bags, the Santa bags. There's so many things that they have that are top end that you just cannot find anywhere else. So those are two great shows back to back. We thought that it's kind of important to get into that part. But we haven't covered it. And Bill's been on before, but we haven't covered it to the way that we're going to cover these two shows. So, Randy,
good. And of
trivia.
course,
Oh, go ahead.
trivia time. The answer to trivia. The question again was, what year did the movie Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? Was it really a movie? Was it just a made for television? But that's okay.
It might have been more, if you're going to get technical, a made for TV
Yeah,
uh, animation.
just beautiful music. You can't help but back to that. Sorry, want to be a dentist. What year was the movie Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? What year did it debut? And what was the name of the snowman who narrated this story? It was debuted in 1964, and it was Sam the Snowman. That's what Bob was looking for, Sam the Snowman, not Burl Ives that sang silver and gold and narrated it, but it was Sam the Snowman. And the winner, Angela, is
Kane Smith.
Kane Smith. Congratulations, Kane. Now, do we have his
He's won before.
okay, as long as he's one, we still have his.
On Tuesday nights.
Okay, as long as he's one, we still have his mailing address. All right, Kane, I'll get that over to Santa Wade at santascloset.org. You can get your goodie bag on the way, whatever it is he's going to send out to you. He's for a while he was sending out pretty much the same thing, but he's got where he really switches it up, sends different things out now. So congratulations on that. All right. You know what's next, Randy?
it is that time. Would you time.
All right, let's play the lead in and we'll get right into it. Santa's.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Santa's Tips. I want to take a minute and kind of show you some something here. Funny, I don't know if I can get a little glare there on Santa. Maybe I'm going to lift Santa up a little bit more because that's just where the name is. There we go. We can make Santa just about there. Now, this can be done, this fun little trick by, of course, Santa can do it if you want to, or Mrs. Claus, or an elf is always a good helper to do that. But as Santa, I was always asked, how does Santa go down the chimney? How does Santa go down the chimney? Well, we all know that Santa goes down the chimney feet first. We all know that. Santa goes down the chimney because that's the safest way to go, because the boots get, then of course in his belly, the boots got to hit the, hopefully this fire's not burning, then the belly. And of course, Santa's smile gets the last thing to be coming down. And of course, when he arrives down there, of course, Santa's, that's interesting. Santa got a little confused by going down the, let's try this again. I think I've got it right. Remember, Santa goes down the chimney. Santa always goes down the chimney, as we say, feet first. Santa's chimney there, very good. And of course, oh, that belly, get ready for the cookies. And of course, the wonderful smile of Santa. And just like that, Santa comes down the chimney, and maybe Santa wants to peek to see what's going on. Maybe that's what's going on. Santa wants to peek. Maybe, oops, don't lose it. Let's try it again. We get one more try here to get Santa. What it is, it's a fun little thing for the boys and girls to do. Let's try it again. See if we can get Santa involved here. We can do, of course, the feet first. And of course, the bellies next. And then to get the children all excited about what comes first, and they're thinking it's gonna be until you, of course, then Santa does finally go down the chimney the right way. It's a fun little joke thing to do, especially if an elf or something is there to kind of warm up the crowd during, before Santa arrives or something. It's a funny little. I'm gonna slice out away for one quick second. Also, what's a fun thing to do, which I know I have the biggest box in the backseat of my car when it comes to shows, when it comes to Santa stuff, because I always like to come prepared with a bunch of other things, and I totally forgot about these that I like to bring along, is also things like these that you can talk about, which are optical illusions, but they, of course, are Christmas oriented. You take them to the children, you ask them, of course, what red dot is larger? And of course, because it's an optical illusion, they say this one is larger and so on and so forth. But a magical Christmas optical illusion, you can leave. What's good about these, and if you want to do them, you put your website address or whatever, and you just leave them with the children. Same way with this. It's an oddball thing. Now, are the candy canes straight? Of course, the children say, no, they're crooked. They're crooked. They're crooked. But again, it is an optical illusion. that makes the candy canes look crooked. It's just one more thing to bring the Christmas theme to your, of course, to the show, which you're already there as Santa and Mrs. Claus or whatever, but then to leave something with them and to get them to interact, and also to add time, because we never know if we need something that might take a minute and a half, 2 minutes. Oh, what can we do something different? Of course, everybody knows about the. Everybody knows that the this is the boomerang. Of course, we all know that A, because A is the first. If I can get this to stand up right, maybe not. A is bigger than B. Of course, we know that. That's because it's just cut larger. Of course, A is larger than B. It's an easy to see that the. Wait a minute. No, it's the same. No, yeah, that's right. A is larger than B. And it's just an optical illusion to leave with the children. They are both the same size, but when they're put side by side, of course, they look different. It's just something else fun to bring along, leave with the children, leave an advertisement, and they'll show their parents, especially these optical illusions. If you got little ones, they'll run off to their grandma, grandpa, whatever, and have them look at them. And now you're connecting everybody together just by something that's easily printed out. And you have a few copies in your car. It doesn't take up a whole lot of room. It just covering, or you put it in your bag. I always have a few in my bag too, just covering what you might need to fill in an extra. And it's something a little different. But there's always a little bit of magic to do. I always like to also, of course, I love my different fancy boxes for stuff. But Bob just puts together trivias every, and I buy trivia cards. These are just trivia cards. What's unique about them is this one looks like a reindeer, but there's a trivia question on the back. It's hard to read that. But this question is a very easy one. In the nativity story, how many wise men were there? Of course, we all know 3. But these also then, if they get the question right, they get a little gift. They get a cute little item. Just think of different ways of adding some time, adding some interest, adding you to be different than the other Santas and Mrs. Clauses out there. Because like I say every week, there's a lot of Santas, fantastic Santas out there, fantastic Mrs. Clauses out there, incredible elves, holiday performers, but you've got to stand out a little different. So you do a few things different here and there. That's right. Yep, Mike, you got it. Mismade Santa magic. And it's just fun to do. I can see Phoenix is doing that and just getting the children all wound up. And that's would be such a great interaction before Santa comes out. It packs small, gets them, and we all want to do is get them all hyped up, get them all, just bring the joy out as much as we can in their heart, and just give them, if it's fun interaction, yelling and all that, do it. It's all part of being Santa, Mrs. Claus, is to do the best we can. And if we can add things like that, I appreciate it. Thank you again, as always, to let me show you all this kind of weird stuff that throughout the years I slowly pulling out of the closet. Oh, I remember doing that. I haven't done that for a while. Or I'll show this. So thank you again. You folks are just really make my life so fulfilled. Thank you.
Wow, the last two there, not the box, but the 2 optical illusions made my eyes want to cross.
Yeah, there are a lot of I don't know. I think I didn't print out. I mean, there's lots of other optical illusions you can get, but they don't have to be, they're not Christmas oriented, let's say. But
Right.
these just work perfectly for being Christmas oriented. So
Now, Santa
Yes.
Doug has a question for you there, Randy. He
Yes,
says,
yes.
how does the Santa down the chimney work, and where can you purchase or make it?
Okay. Mike Hutchison put on there, Jam Santa Store online is where you go. I will show you now how to do it. You get Santa, of course. You get Santa, but you also then get one more head. One more head, and you get a chimney, little hole in the back. So this goes here, that goes there, and my finger pushes on that little hole in the back. Yikes. So that doesn't fall. Something else falls. Oh, I gotta get this. I drop more stuff on the floor. I just wish the floor was a little about waist high. So what happens then is when you lift this up with that pressure, don't let it fall out. It just looks like you can hold it whatever way you want to. Nobody really sees that there's an item in there. That sets down. Santa goes in like he's supposed to. Whoops, feet first. Body first. Body next. Head next. And of course that one head was in there. You don't then depress the finger. Then there's the head. So when you slide it up, you go here, you see the body, you see the next one. Well, you know the other one's there. I then push my finger through. I'm holding it there without falling out. Then it's very simple at the end. You just, what they call ditch it. You just, it's too high for you to work like this when you're sitting down. This you just drop, this just drops out later. However you want to drop it out. If it's behind your table, of course, I was lucky enough here. I could drop it on the floor and the carpet. You didn't hear it. And then you just show. But it's a very fun little, this of course is much bigger than the Santa is. That's why the extra one fits.
That's cool. I like that. Fun stuff. Always great. I'll tell you what, folks can have so many choices of things that they learn from you, Randy, that there's no reason not to carry a few props with you here and there.
Yeah, especially I think any of those, when I did those paper dolls and those other things and the music sheets and it just, that doesn't take up much room with you in your bag. It just adds. We always add a couple books, 1 or 2, 3 books with us. A short book, a long book. How much time we need. Just add that stuff. What I liked about that the most is when the children took it and would, you'd give it to them to look at and try. Then they'd take it off and show somebody at the house, and that just keeps everybody together. That's what I liked most about doing those optical illusion things, was the children got excited, then they went and showed somebody else. Santa didn't have to, Mrs. Claus didn't have to, they did it, and they connected it.
All right, let's go ahead and jump into our nightcap at this point. Just want to say that today's book review is Santa's Lost Reindeer. We had a reindeer question for our trivia, so we thought we would look at this particular book, because this book is along the lines of Rudolph getting lost. Some of you have a backstory. I do, where Rudolph gets lost inside his nose and glow, was frostbite, and so forth and so on. But this one here is a little bit different twist, and so let's run the preview real quick, and then we'll be back on the other side to talk about it more. fun little book. The reindeer's name is Bucky, which is kind of unusual. And of course, this one is a 5 to 7 minute read, story type of story with 40 pages. So it's a little longer than some of the others that we've talked about in the past. But a great little book. If you don't have this one in your book bag, and you do visits where you can uh, read or tell or go over a book, this is a great one to have. Santa's Lost Reindeer by Rachel Hills, and Ramesh Ram was the illustrator on that one.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's
it it was published on October 6th of 2021. I like that date, October 6th. It's my birthday.
finally
All
gonna be
right.
21, huh? Finally be legal, Bob.
Yeah, really.
Finally gonna be legal.
Boy, those days
Gonna
have
have
come and
that
gone.
first beer of yours on the 21st, October 6th coming up.
I mean to tell you. All right, Randy, fantastic show, man. We just love doing these. Deborah Kaiser said she had to run, but she loves this show. I want to thank her for that. I know she said she'll watch later, so she'll see that we thanked her. Uh, Joe Edie says, nice job, Randy. Sent a checker to Lee. And Bart Gaffney says, anytime you can engage the kids to participate, it's a win-win. Bart also says, well done, guys. Thank you, Bart. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Don't forget to tune in to the TNL Network Productions complete new lineup of shows. 4 nights, that's right, 4 nights. The Facebook group, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday on Santa's Magical Family. Let me try that one more time. Santa's Magical Fellowship Group on Thursdays. You'll see 3 shows over there, Santa Mills, and of course we have Wingnut the Elf and Sean White on Thursdays over there, and on Mondays, of course, us. Tuesdays we have the Tuesday Night Live show, and Wednesday we have the Kringle Brothers.
Man,
Randy, anything you want to add?
I just got to say, 4 nights a week are fantastic connection with this industry and some super talented people giving their time, and of course, everybody following us. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Just amazing. Thank you so much. Love
As
you
you
all,
see on
really. Thank
Monday
you.
nights, North Pole Sisters from Kimmy Falls. That's for ladies only, but if you're a lady and you'd like to join in on that, reach out and get some of the stuff they're doing. They're doing fantastic stuff over there as a North Pole Sister. Also, don't forget North Pole Cornerstones in January 31st, February 2nd, npcornerstones.com. Get registered. We will have a limited number of seats available for that. We want to keep it small enough to keep our breakout sessions on that personable level. And so we are limiting how many seats that will be available there. And it's getting to sell pretty well. So we're happy for that. All right, Randy. Thank you, my friend.
Thank
And
you. Thank you.
I'll see you back in the green room because you're going to
Yep.
help me throw some questions together.
We're gonna get
All
some
right,
questions.
everyone. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow night, and we hope to see you back here next Monday. Have a good
Thanks,
week,
guys.
everyone.